Hello, this is Dalen75 Games. Welcome back to another Let's Roleplay of Dragon Age 2. I am Marion Hawk. We are trying to get past the front entrance into Kirkwall from the docks, I guess. The front entrance, however you say it. Our uncle finally came after 3 days. Still have my sister, a friend, Aveline, that came with us from Ferelden, and my mother is with us.
I'm more concerned about Mother. Can you get her in at least?
No. We stay together.
I was hoping to grease some palms, but the Knight Commander's been cracking down. We're gonna need more grease.
But what about the estate? Surely Father left something when he died?
Right, about the estate. It's, gone. To settle a debt. I've been meaning to write you.
Then there's no hope.
Not quite. I know some people who might help. If you're not too delicate about the company you keep.
My uncle does seem a bit shady. A bit of a scoundrel. He gambled away the family estate. That's just great. So we've got nothing anywhere besides the weapons and armor on our back.
Mother said our family was wealthy. You really can't help us.
I am blighted helping. I've got 2 offers of work from people who've got the coin to open those gates.
I still can't believe you sold the estate. Gamlen, how could you?
Well, I didn't expect your blasted family to show up on my doorstep. I've got a nice place in Lowtown. You'll see, it'll all work out.
This really rubs against Marion. Marion loves wealth, loves money, and the idea of it becoming wealthy one day is one of our dreams. So for this to be shattered like this is really disappointing.
Do we need to stay in Kirkwall? Let's go to another city.
This was my home. I can't believe they won't let me come back.
Every city on the coast's been hip deep in Ferelden since the Blight. You could try your luck further inland, I suppose, but it won't be easy.
No, we're not putting Mother through that. We'll find a way.
She's not like Aiden Kuzlin. Their personalities are quite different, like I was trying to say. She's a lot more roguish, and there's a big reason for that. I mean, obviously she prefers to wear light armor, use two-handed slashing weapons, dual slashing weapons. But she loves the idea of making money. Her family in Ferelden was never wealthy. Always had to move. Always had to be on the run. Lost. Just couldn't ever find a stable home. And that's what she wants, is a stable home and to be able to have a lot of wealth in her life. And she was sick and tired of the mages, her sister and father, being the reason why that never happened. And that's why her life was so unstable. I'm not sure. Each one of these has a little symbol. Obviously, I'm not sure what these leaves. The leaves. There's a diamond. I don't like this idea. This makes your character's personality, and people come to expect it from you. It actually changes the way you react, and people react to you in the game. So,
let's hear it, Uncle. What do you have in mind?
I talked to my contacts, and I found some people who might be willing to pay your way into the city. The catch is, you and your sister have to work off the debt for a year.
A year?
It's the best I could do. Trust me when I say a bunch of refugees won't get a better option anywhere else.
This is bad.
So, you're selling us into indentured servitude? That's your idea?
Think of it as having a job waiting for you in your new home.
Wonderful.
I managed to convince my contacts to come to the gallows to meet you personally. Mirren heads up the mercenary company, the Red Iron. They're looking for recruits. Fenril, I guess you might call her a smuggler. Either one of them can help you. All you need to do is find them in the courtyard and convince them you're worth the trouble.
Smugglers sound like a little better option to me.
What do you think about this, Bethany?
We've come this far. I don't care who we work for, as long as it means we don't have to go back.
How dangerous is this smuggler's work?
Well, it won't be pretty working for her. She's a pretty small fish compared to some of the other thieves' guilds around here. But she's tough, she's fair, and she never deals in slaves or flesh.
She doesn't sound too bad, then.
What kind of man is this Mirren?
He's a hired sword. What do you expect him to be like? I wouldn't bring him home for dinner or anything, but he's got a decent reputation. I wouldn't have asked him if I thought he'd cross you.
I think I'm gonna go with the smugglers.
Let's find them and see what they have to say.
Oh, Gamlen, I don't know about this.
It's a lot of coin, Leandra. Don't go expecting our name to carry the kind of weight it used to.
And what of me? I will not allow others to incur debts on my behalf.
Can't see that it makes a difference. You look like a lady who can pull her own weight.
Then you'll come with us.
I have no real option. Thank you.
Alright, I'm getting sound issues, so I'm gonna have to do a restart. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. It's nice to have a day where I can make a whole bunch of videos. Pretty much the first day since my second son was born. And that was a couple weeks ago. So, yeah. Got enough rest. There's not family over all over the baby. And my son's in daycare. I can make like a dozen videos today. It's the first day in 2 weeks I've been able to do that. It's very nice. Okay, so there's a couple things I want to read. First one about my brother. Carver grew up surrounded by magic he couldn't truly understand. He cared deeply for his family, but sometimes felt like the stupidest person in the room. Carver foundered in Lothering, caught between the gifts of his apostate sister, Bethany, and the growing skill of his more focused sibling, Marion. But even as Carver groused about his lot, he remained dedicated to protecting those he loved. He didn't think twice about sacrificing himself to save his mother during the flight from the Darkspawn, and although Carver struggled to find his way in life, there is gratification in knowing his death had purpose. And now the city of Kirkwall, which is extremely important because it's the prime location for all of Dragon Age 2. Kirkwall once lived on the edge of the Tevinter Imperium and was home to nearly 1 million slaves. Stolen from elven lands or shipped from across the sea, all slaves fed the Imperium's unquenchable thirst for expansion. They worked in massive quarries and sweltering foundries that produced stone and steel for the Empire. The city's complicated past is not easy to forget, history having earmarked many corners of the Stone City. A ship approaching the harbor spots the city's namesake, an imposing black wall. It is visible for miles, and carved into the cliffside are a pantheon of vile guardians representing the old gods. Over the years, the Chantry has effaced many of these profane sentinels, but it will take many more years to erase them all. Also carved into the cliff is a channel that permits ships into the city's interior. Flanking the channel are 2 massive bronze statues, the twins of Kirkwall. The statues have a practical use. Kirkwall sits next to the narrowest point in the waking sea, and a massive chain net can be erected between the statues and the lighthouse, closing off the only narrow navigable lane. That was a hard word for me to say, navigable. This stranglehold on sea traffic is jealously guarded by the ever-changing rulers of the city as the net trolls taxes, tolls, and extortions in from the sea. From Brother Genitivi, actually, he's a well-traveled person. He did come to Kirkwall. I remember reading that in his writings. Okay, so let's continue. I'm very excited to be playing this game. It's a welcome break from Dragon Age Origins. I think the DLCs at the end were kind of wearing on me. The last 10 episodes I did. Yeah, I'm just glad for a big, nice change, a whole new adventure, something that I remember a little bit, not too well, and I just love the combat. I also love the characters in Dragon Age 2 are the most well-rounded and developed characters in any game that BioWare has put out. Regardless of the problems with Dragon Age 2, such as the questionable ending and the reused locations, and also you cannot change your companion's armor other than just upgrading it. Unlike Dragon Age Origins, where you can just throw whatever as long as they can wear it. If they have the prerequisites to wear it, you can put anything on them. Okay, so what is this? The gallows? This is the area. Kirkwall the Gallows. Statues of tortured slaves fill the gallows courtyard, a ghastly memento of Kirkwall's history. 1,500 years ago, Kirkwall was the Tevinter Imperium's largest quarry, feeding the construction of the Imperial Highway. The Imperium's hunger for expansion led to legions of slaves forced into work in the quarry. When the Empire's construction phase ended, Kirkwall slid naturally into its new role as the capital of the slave trade, the gallows at its heart. The statues are not monuments to the suffering of slaves. Every inch and angle of the courtyard was designed by magisters bent on breaking the spirit of newcomers. Executions here took place daily, sometimes hourly, and corpses were hung from gibbets throughout the yard. New slaves trudging in from the docks saw what awaited them. When Our Lady turned her armies against the Imperium, talking about Andraste, the slaves of Kirkwall revolted and claimed the city for themselves. The gallows stood empty for 200 years, not to be reopened until the crowning of Divine Justinia I. The gallows transformed the city again when the abandoned prison tower became the home of Kirkwall's Circle. From Brother Gen TV. Let's see, how low do I have to take this? Yeah, I'm going to take the music down a little bit more. I don't know if that's sound effects. No, that's music. It's, yeah. It's like a background type music. Yeah, we already read this, the gallows. So this was a terrible place back in the day. Terrible. Bodies were hung everywhere. Sickening. Alright, where can we go? I'm looking at my mental map. So there's one of them. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's nice I can scroll. You couldn't in the Origins. You just had to zoom in or out with the mouse wheel. Okay, so one of them is here. And the other one is here. This is the warriors. I want to hear what they have to say. Although I really want to go with the smugglers if they seem decent. I may be a little bit shady myself, but I will not kill people or stab them in the back over money. Although if they do get screwed over, that is their problem for not paying attention. But I'm not going to kill people to make a coin. So let's save it. Quick save. Marine. This is the mercenary, the warriors group. So I have to go with one of the two groups in order to pay my way for my family to join the city. And I have to work with them for a whole year. So let's talk to Marine. Marin.
And you must be Hawk. Nice. Your uncle talked up a storm about you. He better not be blowing more smoke out his arse.
I'd like to know more about you first.
Right. You're not a marcher like your uncle. The Red Iron is well known in these parts. We pick who we work for and keep our noses clean. But anyone screws with us, we mess them up. Makes sense.
Makes sense.
I never pictured myself as the mercenary type.
Getting us into the city will take a lot of coin.
Did I mention the Red Iron gets paid pretty well? Not to mention your uncle said your sister's a mage. We're willing to pay for that.
Apparently Uncle Gamlen likes to talk.
You stick with us. You'll be safe. For a year, at least.
And if I don't go with you, are they going to tell about my sister?
My uncle doesn't seem like the sort to hang out with mercenaries.
He doesn't. Gamlen cheated one of my men at a wallop match. You turn out, we'll call it even.
I'll find some other way into the city.
Let me know how that works out for you.
Yeah. The idea might be more legitimate to work for a mercenary group than smugglers, but in practice, I don't know. Smugglers sound better to me because they don't seem like the nicest people. The mercenary group. So there's a merchant here. Let's see what you have to say.
I've already told you. I can't give you any more for them.
But that was everything we have. It's all we brought with us.
And I feel for you, Sarah, but it's the best I can do.
If they just let us into the city, I could get 3 times that price.
Myron?
Your business is done.
But...
Now then, what can I do for you, Sarah?
You know, I see how this works. Sarah must be a way of saying Yeah. Sir.
She didn't seem very happy with the deal you made.
What am I supposed to do? Buy every piece of furniture these people dragged with them?
I'm sure they'd rather not sell what little they have left.
My point is that I'm running a business, not a charitable order. I'm sorry.
I imagine the profits help with the guilt.
I didn't think there'd be any stores here in the fortress.
There are many merchants who come here right now who can't afford the bribes to enter the city. So the Templars suggested having someone set up shop, temporarily. And I am the lucky man.
You mean you paid your own bribes to be here?
If they allowed everyone to set up shop, this place would turn into a bazaar. Sadly, there's only so much I can do for those Fereldens. Poor sods.
I'm sure you're very broken up over it.
I meant you. Folks like yourself.
I think I've already asked this, but I don't know if I can actually shop here.
I didn't think there'd be any stores here in the fortress.
There are many merchants who come here right now who can't afford the bribes to enter the city. So the Templars suggested having someone set up shop, temporarily. And I am...
I don't need anything.
As you wish, Sirrah.
I'm not sure. I thought I had the option to buy something. Let's see.
Greetings once again, Sirrah. Have you come to trade?
I don't need anything.
As you wish, Sirrah.
He's not offering anything for sale. Although I would definitely return and loot him dry if I had the chance. The guy's a bit of a scoundrel. In my mind, 2 wrongs do make a right. This is the smugglers.
Are you a Fenrir?
You must be Gamlen's niece. Interesting. I don't know what he told you about us, but he certainly told us a great deal about you.
He didn't say anything about me, did he?
Enough to pique our interest, provided you can justify your uncle's confidence.
So you can see the elves have a slightly different look here. I'm going to tone her makeup down. It's a little too bright. I didn't think it was that bright when I first made it, but especially the eyes.
I'd like to know more about what we'd be doing for you.
I can be honest. We don't compete with the Thieves Guild, but we keep our fingers in a lot of pots. That said, we're not killers or slavers. Anything short of that, however, is fair game.
Do what you want, but this sounds fishy to me.
We can't afford to be choosy.
Sounds better to me than the other guys.
I hear getting us into the city isn't cheap.
If you're as good as your uncle claims, we're hoping you'll be worth it. After all, it's not every day we're offered an apostate's services.
Does everyone know about us?
If the circle hasn't descended upon you, my guess is no. The Templars in Kirkwall like to think they have all mages properly leashed, but when has that ever been true? We can keep them from taking notice while you're with us. Wouldn't be the first time.
This might work out well.
How did you get to be one of my uncle's contacts?
Is that what he calls me? He owes us after that last big idea. If you turn out, though, we'll consider things even.
Tell me what you need done.
There's a merchant named Kirkwall, friend of the Templars, so they let him set up his little shop here in the gallows. We supplied him in return for a piece of the take, but now he won't pay up. We can't go near him without him screaming for the guard, but you can. Get our money from him and you're in.
This sounds really good, actually. It's that same merchant who's screwing over all the Ferelden refugees. Oh. Cricket, you make a heck of a lot of noise. Okay. Get Ethenril's coin from Kirkwall, the merchant in the gallows courtyard. He's right here. This makes me very happy. Let's see what we can do. But it's locked. I don't really want to slit his throat, but... in fact, I'm counting on that not happening.
Greetings once again, Sirrah. Have you come to trade?
I believe you owe your business partners something.
Oh, I see.
Should I go tell the guards?
Not just yet. I want to hear this. So, Ethenril sent you to collect, did she? Too cowardly to do it herself.
This has all just been a misunderstanding, hasn't it?
You think so?
I do. Don't you think business partners deserve a return on their investment?
Enough, enough. I'm tired of fighting over this. Here, take the key for the chest. That should be enough to pay that witch. Now I'm getting out of here. Let those guards find someone else to buy Dogland junk.
Dogland junk. That is a direct tear at Ferelden.
Done.
2 gold. That's a heck of a lot more money than we had. My uncle's over there. And my mother.
I never thought I would find myself begging to be allowed back into Kirkwall.
It sucks, doesn't it?
Remember, it's Mirren or Ethenril you're looking for.
Yes.
Either of them can help you out.
I know. Let's go up. Talk to Ethenril again. So it's a group of elves is who they are.
You could have given us something more challenging.
Will you look at that? Tell your uncle we'll make the arrangements. Welcome aboard.
City elves. Okay, quest completed, the destruction of Lothering. That is our way out of there. And all 3 of us have gained a season. So I'm going to end the video here, and I'm going to level us up in the meantime, gain us our seasons. And we'll be back for next video shortly. Thanks for watching, guys.